Eventually, all things fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moments, and know everything happens for a reason. A quote from Albert Schweitzer. If there was ever a time in my life where I understood what that quote truly meant, it'd be when I got into the somewhat new hit from Charlie Puth, Light Switch. My last video essay was definitely more emotional, mind-opening, and somewhat romantic, but I find it funny that this video essay takes a bit more of a comedic yet motivating turn. This song I think became my personal favorite song of all time for a variety of reasons that maybe one would not expect. This song impacted me in ways that could actually help me grow my stop motion comic business, and it even helped me view music in general in a whole different way. But first, I should probably talk about the build up to this song and why it instantly grabbed my attention the first time I heard it. When I was growing up, I won't lie, I was not a big music guy at all. Like, I hardly knew any bands, any big name musicians, I never really had a favorite list of songs, I didn't have a favorite genre, I probably only had maybe 5 to 13 songs downloaded on my phone from age 12 to 22. Like, it's kind of a joke on how little music was in my life. What makes this even worse is I actually used to take piano lessons when I was little until maybe when I was 12. But I never practiced, and I never got into it. Now, maybe since middle school, music got a little more involved for me, but not by much. Because basically, if everyone else liked this song, or this musician, or this genre, I did too. In middle school, everyone around me was into pop music, and they like songs like We Are Young by Fun, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that song. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I mean, it's not because everyone else likes it or anything and I'm trying to fit in. No, I genuinely just have my own taste in music, guys, and it happens to be that I like the same music you guys like. And then definitely from high school to basically until I heard the song Light Switch, I loved listening to rap music because, yeah, guys, I'm in football now, and, you know, all the people in the football locker room clearly love rap music. And yeah, a lot of my songs that are from Kodak Black and 21 Savage is definitely not because I'm trying to fit in. No, guys, I promise I actually have genuine taste in music, and I love rap. Like, I can list off a lot of rappers. There's Eminem, the Drake guy, I promise I know more. So yeah, you get the idea. I followed the bandwagon of what was poppin' for music, and I truly didn't actually know what I liked at heart. Music was just not in my life hardly at all. But it's not just that didn't play much of a role in my life before then. Charlie Puth didn't either. Charlie Puth was just yet another musician I knew of growing up, but I could only name like 2 to 3 songs of his. I didn't even know he made We Don't Talk Anymore, and that's one of his biggest hits. However, Charlie had one thing that was different from the rest of the bigger names out there for me. An intuition feeling. I never did this for any other musician. It was only for Charlie Puth where I simply just always wondered, what is he up to? Has he made a new song? Are people still talking about him? I don't know. I didn't really follow him or his music by any means growing up, but I just wondered what he was up to, and if he's still keeping his name out there. And again, I wasn't a huge music guy back then, but I do remember his 2 songs, Attention and How Long, were something I think I subconsciously vibed to. I think anytime those 2 songs were playing in the background of wherever I heard them, I guess I didn't really realize I vibed with them, but I did. So basically, all in all, I'm saying, I subconsciously vibed with his music and had an intuition feeling that someday he's gonna come in and change my music life as a whole. So let's now fast forward to the year 2022, in which Light Switch even got released. Everyone else knew of this song before it got released because he actually was advertising it on TikTok. But I did not know that because I didn't follow basically anything music related at all, but we'll get to how his TikTok videos actually inspired me later on. The first time I heard this song was simply just when I was driving out of Walmart and the song started playing on the radio. Instantly, I was into it because I thought, oh, hey, it's Charlie Puth. I wondered about him years ago. Let's hear the song Light Switch. And my initial thoughts were, yeah, that song was pretty good. And that's it. No, like, really, that literally was night one. I never replayed the song on my phone or anything. Just, yeah, it was good. Anyway, time to resume my life. Day 2 was when things got crazy. Day 2, I believe, was Monday, so it's time to go to work and truck drive. But instead of listening to a podcast or to myself, talking to myself and thinking I have interesting topics while driving, I actually go back and replay a song. Can you believe it? I go, let's play Light Switch just because it's funny. I wondered about Charlie Puth, and then I heard him release a song. And I kept playing it. And not only did I just flat out admit the song was simply just catchy, but I also just wanted to know, why was I interested in when he'd make another song? What was my intuition saying this whole time? It was all just a mystery, and I had to know the answers. On day whatever this was, at this point, I didn't count the days, I look up Light Switch behind the scenes. Basically, I wanted to know how he made the song, and it showed me the compilation video of basically all the TikTok videos he made in which he literally kind of showed people how he made Light Switch. And I'm glad I looked that up, because he did something that I thought was genius advertising. Keep the song stuck in people's head before it comes out. People were excited for this song because it was a bit of a mystery. They liked what they were hearing, and they're inching closer to finally hearing the end result. And they of course are hoping this song altogether is great. And that's sort of what happened to me. That guy technically did stay in my head, and every year I was inching closer to finally understanding who he is and hoping there's a good reason why. And thankfully there was, because this is the part where I explain how Charlie Puth's TikTok videos helped me implement a unique strategy to get my business out there a bit. The genius behind his TikTok videos wasn't just keeping the song stuck in people's head before it comes out. It was also showing off his creativity. It's creative to tease the song before it comes out into different parts, sure. But you know what else is creative? Adding in a light switch sound effect to the song. And it doesn't even feel out of place. All of this made me think, okay, so with my stop motion comics that I so desperately want to improve and get out there to the world, I think I maybe learned some things that can help me get it out there. Get the comic stuck in people's head before it comes out and make it creative. Now, explaining how this business strategy has helped me get my comics out there at least a little bit is definitely for a different time. But I'd like to point out that anytime I make a story or a set of characters or even an advertisement to the comic, I try to make it as creative as possible now. What's something that people just don't see or hear every day? And I also try my best to tease bits and parts of the story to get it stuck in people's head before it comes out. Now, I'm not anywhere close to where I would want to be with it, of course, but I think this strategy could totally help it grow a bit. But what about my music life? Well, it sort of goes back to the stop motion comics I make, but not really at the same time. There was something my dad asked me one time that I didn't fully grasp until Light Switch came out. He said, rewatch your favorite movie scene, but without music in the background. Would that scene still be your favorite scene? And it made me realize, oh shit, I didn't just get into Light Switch to help be creative and promote better. I need to make my own music for my own future animated movies. And so I did just that. I'm now going back into piano class, and I'm even taking singing lessons. The goal was just to know how to make songs so I could make my future stop motion scenes powerful. But turns out that wasn't just what I was gonna do. You see, listening to Charlie Puth's creativity, his passion for music, and while also surrounding myself with music teachers, made me think of music differently now. I now see music in an incredibly deep way. It's not too much different from movies and TV shows, animes, or whatever I watch. Music also has a way of expressing someone's emotions, of impacting the listener's life like Light Switch did to mine. And without music, how fun would this world be? Again, powerful movie scenes wouldn't be too great without music. Parties and clubs would be pretty awkward without music. My favorite TV shows, games, or even NFL Sunday games probably wouldn't be as iconic if they didn't play their typical theme song before it started. That's what helps people remember their content, by the music. And as a side note, the people I've met that get into music are some of the greatest and friendliest people I've ever met. They all love to express stories through their music, and I guess I never really viewed music in that way before then, but I see it now. So, the truth is, there's probably more to talk about with how Light Switch impacted my life. I didn't even go over the fact that the Light Switch music videos sort of even related with the time I was going through in my life, which made me bond with Charlie even more. I also didn't mention that I think I've seen about every Light Switch cover out there, and I put some of my favorite ones I've listened to in the description below. And they're all amazing, by the way. I view covers differently, but at this point, I think you get the idea. Like I said in the beginning, everything will fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion and live in the moment. And I think I learned just that. That's why I had an intuition feeling about Charlie Puth. Light Switch and his creativity and promoting has changed the way I view music and business. And by the way, Charlie earned a new fan in me long ago at this point. I listened to your newest album, Charlie, and I await the one coming out. Thank you, Charlie, and I look forward to what's next. And yes, I'm gonna try my best to be creative and end this video by ending it with a light switch, because I hope that's creative.